that's how it started. I'm thinking, what kind of job? Because they put them in the ambulance.
I like to always start off with people's stories that I interview. Where does your story begin? Like, where were you born, or where did you grow up?
I was born in New York. I grew up in New York and New Jersey. Went to school in New Jersey, high school, stuff like that.
As far as your parents, did they come from like a working class background, or?
I was raised with my grandparents, and I'm sure somewhere along the way, yeah, they was working like most black folks at that time. Yeah, they was working somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And then, knowing your career, we eventually get to California. Was that when you first started doing bodyguard work?
That's when it was first called that. I started in '74, and I started as a trainer with Richard Pryor. A friend of mine at that time said that he didn't say who it was, but he said he knew this guy that was looking for a trainer. And then I didn't know what a trainer was. I came from a martial art background. Okay. So I said, what do you mean a trainer? And he said, you know that shit you do, them push-ups and sit-ups and all that? I said, they pay for that out here? And he said, yeah. So that's how I got to meet Richard Pryor.
What was the first time you met him?
First time was, I want to call it the Hilton's Comedy, right next to the Comedy Store in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I went there. I was told to meet him there. And I was waiting in the lobby. And then I got a call to come up to the room. Mm-hmm. You know, of course Richard was there. And I'm new to California. The whole scene was new to me, even though I was there for a while, you know. And first thing Richard said to me, what the fuck is it you gonna show me? And so right there, it rubbed me the wrong way. You know, it was like, just, you know, where I was from, my background, I was young. And they was basically strangers to me, even though I knew who he was. So I showed him about 6 different movements.
As far as martial art?
No, just movements. No, we didn't get to the martial yet. Just how to move. So I had to see how he moved physically. And so every movement I showed him, we did about 20 reps. And he said, well, go downstairs. Somebody will let you know. So I was sitting in the lobby waiting for the answer. And the ambulance pull up. And, you know, it go past me, and when it came back out, Richard was on the gurney. And it was like, oh, shit, what happened? You know, the first thing I thought was that something that I did. Okay. And followed by, okay, this is that guy, Richard Pryor, and if I did it, what's going to be the backlash, you know? How they going to take it?
Yeah.
Did I, in fact, do this? And so when they put him in the ambulance, and his partner, David Banks, he looked at me. He said, you got the job.
Wow.
And that's how it started.
You got the job. What was he implying?
You got the job. The job is yours. But I'm thinking, what kind of job? Because they put him in the ambulance.
Right.
So that was a mild heart attack that he had from hanging out, and then the exercises that I showed him, it set it off.
Wow. So
that was his first.
Your first experience with Pryor was involved a mild heart attack.
Absolutely.
That's insane. Did you know about him at the time? What was his career? Was he like the Richard Pryor?
No, he wasn't. From '74, the Richard Pryor really started around the 80s, 79, 80. So yeah, I was with him, but then it was, you know, it was Richard Pryor, and he was doing the comedy, and he said I started with him as a trainer. Then after he got out of the hospital, that's when we got together for the workouts.